Hi everyone, my name is Tracy Newman. I am from the Navigators Tarot, where you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at the Navigators Tarot. I'm also on YouTube as Sleepy Wisdom, and you can find me if you would like a personal reading or any of the other little gifts and things that I offer on my website. You can go through to sleepywisdom.com. So without further ado, we shall move into the general energies for this week, the second last week of November. I think it's the 21st today. Very rainy, wet, 10-degree day here in good old Victoria, Australia. I have the fire going. I'm using next year's wood because it's so cold here at the moment. I mean, it is supposed to be spring, and you know, my roses are out everywhere, but not as much as usual because we've not had enough sun. Anyway, we've had a lot of rain, and I've just come back from Swan Hill where there was a lot of water. The Murray's looking amazing. There's a lot of water. Yeah, anyway, so let's see now. Let's see what the energies are going to bring us this week. So we're moving forward on an energetic level. It's interesting because we're really beginning to leave the 3D matrix world behind. A lot of us are having to go through a lot of the heaviness that has been around since, especially around the heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra. And it has really, just since the last eclipse, really done a number on a lot of us at the moment. And even it's ongoing, and apparently it's going to be ongoing for quite a few months. So for a lot of us who are doing this work of, of ascension, are really experiencing a lot of these denser energies as we're trying to sort of like move them out of our bodies. So it's interesting because the Three of Swords has also come up. The Three of Swords is depicted with three swords in the heart center, and it's very interesting because just over the last few weeks we've also had to clear a lot energetically through the heart center and the solar plexus center, and these are old wounds set up by the darker energies that have infiltrated the world on a huge scale for a millennia. And we are at that process now where we are moving through that and coming out the other side. So a lot of those wounds must be cleared and released, and also to healed within these next few weeks. So if any of you have actually experienced a lot of heaviness or wounding around this area, or especially like a lot of congested feelings too, so a lot of congestion in the form of colds, flus, that sort of thing. So it's opening up all this area, clearing out a lot of the denser energies, and as we're clearing them, we're allowing a lot of the lighter energies to come through. Yeah, a lot of the healing to take place, which is what's going on at the moment. Also too, there's so much rain. A lot of people are saying that it's been geo-engineered. Yep, I think that a lot of that is actually occurring. However, I also think that the earth is going through a massive cleansing at the moment, because I'm feeling that within myself, my own physical structure. So it makes sense that the earth is also going through her changes as well, and also healing a lot through the heart center. And I'm also starting to see where the earth is now starting to do that too on so many different levels. There are lots of grid workers at the moment who are doing a lot of work on the ley lines. A lot of the denser energies have been removed and replaced with different architecture. And the dragon lines now are also being resurrected, the original dragon lines. Yeah, so anyway, we have Judgment, we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the King of Swords. It's a lot of truth coming through too, and that continues to occur more and more as we start to move out of the 3D matrix world. We're really beginning to see that a lot more truth is coming out, even in the mainstream media. It's taking a long time, but it is beginning to change and to shift. The Judgment card has come up, but as I'm looking at it, it's like we are in the days of judgment now. It is occurring now on so many different levels. So not only is it happening on a spiritual, esoteric level, but it is also happening within each and every single one of us as we are called upon to look where we have not acted in entirely what's the word? I think it's right now we're having to really go within and start to see where we've not acted in a very in a really fantastic way towards others. I mean, you know, there's a lot of, you know, any guilt or feelings where we have crucified others. We've also had to then recognize that in crucifying others, we've also in reality crucified ourselves. And any guilt that we may have over any of that must now be called in for judgment for ourselves, and having to really go within, look where we have judged ourselves and others harshly, but also too calling into judgment where we have not treated others in a way that, you know, that we would have also wanted to be treated ourselves, and seeing how we have been the perpetrators in a lot of instances where we have once believed we were the victims, and that is actually probably not always the case. So we have the three, so yes, so it's about going within, finding those parts of yourself where you have any guilt or any feelings of, I guess, judgment towards others, but also seeing where you have judged yourself and finding where you may need to balance out those energies of judgment towards yourself and others. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So, and how we're actually, it's interesting because the Four of Cups is an interesting card because it's about people, you know, wanting to give an emotional gift, but maybe, and not actually really wanting to even look at it. But I would say that at the moment, as we are going through these energies of self-analysis, and where we probably are beginning to see where we have judged others, and how we have also judged ourselves. We've also probably too not recognized that it is an emotional gift, and it is also too being able to access those gifts that we once shunned and saw as something that has been, that we've not wanted to really look at. We've not really wanted to look at where we have not only perpetrated against others, but we've also perpetrated against ourselves. And so we've never really been able to look within and find where we have not always been the best possible person that we could be. So now this is about the reason why we're now going through this self-analysis, self-judgment, and also to calling in that those judgment type energies to call us to task for any sort of any trespasses against us that has occurred, that we have actually done to ourselves and to others. So now it's time for healing, because we have the Three of Swords here. So it is now time for us to go within, call judgment, and also then to remove any swords that we have actually put into our own hearts, that we have actually drove into our own hearts. So it is a real time for self-reflection, self-analysis, self-healing. And to do that, we must be extraordinarily honest with ourselves and how we have, as I've said in the past, not only perpetrated against others, but we have also perpetrated against ourselves. And but now it's time to remove those swords which we have driven into our own hearts, and to then, once we've removed them, to then go through the healing process, which a lot of us are now being asked to go into and have a look and do the healing work that is needed. So as we are also going through our own judgment process, the world too is going through her own process of judgment. And on a spiritual and esoteric level, it is also happening. It has been happening for quite some time now, because I know in the past when I've had to remove demonics from the earth plane for judgment, that the earth has also been going through a massive cleansing of those darker energies from within her earthly structure through her Gaian structure. So now it is up to us to go through our own removal of dark energies and denser energies. So we're now calling ourselves into judgment, and it is time for that to occur so that we can then move through these denser energies and move into, see, we've got the card of the Chariot moving forward, but we also have the card of Justice. We also have the card of Judgment as well. And this is about removing a lot of, once again, as I've said, a lot of those denser aspects of ourselves and darker aspects of ourselves, and recognizing that the devil comes in many forms, and most of the time it comes in fear and denial. You know, someone said denial ain't just a river in Egypt, and it isn't, because once you go through the denial process and you begin to really see just how you have perpetrated against yourself, it's quite an eye-opener, and it can open you up to all sorts of energies, but especially the energy and the emotion of compassion. Compassion is probably the most important emotion at this point in time that any of us can go through, and at the moment it's very important that we find that, not only for those on an outer level, but more importantly to have compassion for yourself as you're going through these judgment processes that are going on at the moment. And so yes, be kind to yourself, have compassion for yourself as you go through this self-analysis and inner justice that is now going on within. Be truthful, honest, open, and that is the way to healing. And yeah, so they're the energies that are going on at the moment. Amazing stuff. We're really starting to take responsibility for how we have not only perpetrated against others, but how we have perpetrated against ourselves, and caused the imbalance that is going on at the moment. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and we'll see you again next week. Bye for now.